Welcome to the ultimate grade 1 guide video. Today we will be going over everything you need to know about grade 1s and how to grind them. Before we start, I must say you should watch the whole video so you don't miss anything. All the steps are very important for the grind. Without further ado, let's start. 1. What are grade 1s? Grade 1 is the highest possible trophy rating an animal can get. They are very rare and can take a very long time to get. Grade 1s have special fur types and ranks. There are currently 5 different grade 1s in the game: whitetail deer, red deer, black bear, moose, and fallow deer. Other animals not mentioned don't have a grade 1 yet. In addition, grade 1s have a special difficulty rating, 10 fabled. 2. Grade 1 grinding and setup. Grade 1 grinding is the way to get yourself a grade 1. It means killing as many of the species you decide to grind as efficiently as possible. The more kills you get means better chances for a grade 1 to spawn. Let's go over the most basic information you need to know about grinding and your setup. Drink zones. Drink zones are the spots where animals drink at. Every animal drinks at different places. Some have more possible zones than others. It varies a lot. They also drink at different times. Hunting pressure. Hunting pressure is the weird magenta colored spots on your map. Enough hunting pressure will result in deletion of the zone where the hunting pressure is applied. Shooting 4 animals in a zone without reducing pressure, the zone gets deleted, and that's not what you want. Tents and tripods. Tents allow you to fast travel to wherever you decide to place them, and tripods lower the amount of hunting pressure you put on a spot where you shoot an animal. You can put 16 tents and 32 tripods per map maximum. Herds. Herds are just an assembly of animals that drink in the same zone. Killing an animal that is part of a herd will not move or delete the zone. Instead, the animal you killed will spawn back at the same zone as it is a part of the herd. Herds vary in size. There can be only 3 in a herd, or there could be even 10 plus in one. You never know. Loners. Loners are animals that are not part of a herd. To make this more simple to explain, let's say loners are also classified as a herd. This means the herd is a size of only one animal. Killing a loner will always delete the zone and move somewhere else. Now that we know what we are aiming for, it's time to talk about the setup. Where should you place your tents and tripods then? Well, you see, it is recommended to go around every possible body of water first where your targeted species can drink at. By doing so, you will find the best zones to grind. You should look for herds and leave all loners alone. Since loners always change the spot they drink at, I know from experience. Leave loners alone. I cannot stress this enough. Don't bother with loners, they will just result in an inconsistent grind. Back to drink zones. Many guides tell you to find all of your drink zones before starting the grind. This has always made me have the assumption that finding all of your drink zones somehow affect the response. The reality is, that is false. Finding all of your drink zones is not essential. It is only recommended because it makes it easier to grind since you will find the best zones with the bigger herds and potential trophies along the way. If you want to get grinding fast, only check some places, you don't have to go through everything. Once you are satisfied with your drink zone amounts for said animal, it is time to place your tents and tripods. Tents have to be placed at the very least 250 meters away from the animals. If you go under 250, you will instantly spook the animals by fast traveling to said tent. There is an interesting strategy you can use though. You see, tents placed less than 200 meters away from an animal will not spawn at all when you fast travel to the tent. Once you walk or run past 200 meters though, they will spawn in. Use this tip however you desire, it can help in certain situations. Don't worry about tripod placements as much, since you can place them about 150 meters away from animals without spooking them. Remember to place your tents efficiently, since 16 tents is not too many. Don't worry about tripods, since the max is 32 as I mentioned before. But still, don't spam them or anything. Now that you have done everything, it is time to start grinding. Come up with an order in what places you hunt. If you have a specific order, the hunting pressure will go away before you shoot the first zone again. Soon we will go through all the species that have great ones, so there will be more specific information on all of them. So, to quickly summarize the steps. 1. Find as many drink zones as you want for the targeted animal. 2. Choose the best herds and don't bother with loners. 3. Place your tents and tripods efficiently. 4. Come up with an order in what places to hunt first and what last. 5. Start grinding. 3. Grade 1 species info. I would highly suggest watching this part 2, since I will be now going through all 5 grade 1s and ranking them from easiest to hardest. Red deer. Red deer is a class 6 species located in Hersfelden, Parque Fernando, Cuatro Colinas, Tiavaroa, and Emerald Coast. Red deer are extremely consistent with showing up to their zones on time. Difficulty 2 out of 10. They are the easiest grade 1 to grind and are a perfect fit for a first ever grade 1. Red deer drink from 6 to 10, so they drink at early morning. Fallow deer. Fallow deer is a class 4 species located in Hersfelden, Tiavaroa, and Emerald Coast. I have personally not been able to grind fallow yet, but I have heard from other people fallow deer are also consistent with arriving times. Difficulty 2.5 out of 10. They are similarly to red deer very easy to grind, and can also be a good fit for the first grade 1. Fallow deer drink from 10 to 13, so they drink at daytime. Whitetail deer. Whitetail deer is a class 4 species located in Layton Lakes, Rancho del Arroyo, Mississippi Acres, Revontuli Coast, and New England Mountains. There usually is not a problem with them coming to their zones on time. Keep in mind, whitetail can sometimes be slow with arriving to zones, but then again, not usually a problem. Difficulty 5 out of 10. They are somewhere in the middle ground in difficulty. I would recommend red deer or fallow at first, but whitetail is also an option. It is still not super difficult or anything though, so you can go for whitetail as well if you want to. Whitetail deer drink from 8 to 12, so they drink in morning. Moose. Moose is a class A species located in Layton Lakes, Medved Taiga, Yukon Valley, Revontuli Coast, and New England Mountains. Moose are known to be unpredictable with arriving on their zones. It can be very consistent, and then suddenly they can just stop showing up. I had a moose drink zone on Medved Taiga, but didn't have moose on it 9 times out of 10 for some reason. Difficulty 7 out of 10. Moose are quite challenging to grind, and it is not recommended as your first. All species mentioned before are gonna give you way easier time. However, if you're looking for a challenge, you can go for moose. Just make sure you don't give up if the moose are starting to be slow. Moose drink from 12 to 16, so they drink during the day. Black bear. Black bear is a class 7 species located in Layton Lakes, Silver Ridge Peaks, Mississippi Acres, and New England Mountains. Black bears are notoriously known for being extremely slow, inconsistent, and difficult to grind. Black bears are exclusively only loners, which means you have to constantly check a very large amount of water areas since they can respawn basically anywhere. Difficulty 10 plus out of 10. Do I need to even explain this one any further? Black bears are by far the most difficult grade 1 to grind. Don't even think of doing this as your first. Black bears drink from 20 to 0, so they drink during the night. A few small tips I want to give before we end. Take breaks if you feel like you are starting to get frustrated. Grinding too much will result in a burnout and loss of motivation for the game, speaking from personal experience. Try to grind at least a little bit every day if you feel like it. This makes it so that the grind will always progress, because remember, it could be only 1 kill away at any time. Listen to something like music or a podcast while grinding. This will keep you from getting bored too easily, and you will focus on something else than the slowness of the grind. Congratulations! You now have all the information you need to start your first grade 1 grind. I really hope this helped you. I tried explaining everything possible when it comes to grade 1s. That's all really. There is however a thing called herd management, but that strategy is a whole beast of its own, and I don't recommend that for a first grind or until you have become comfortable grinding and you know what you're doing. You can find several videos on YouTube that have an explanation for it better than I ever could. That's all guys, hope you enjoyed and happy grinding!